I don't have a whole lot about it. Prayers, thoughts, rest in peace
Yes.
to all the lives that were lost in that.
Yes.
That's very, very tragic. Everyone is talking about this, and so what I did want to say though is, I don't know how the suit is going to go because that's rolling now, and I have some thoughts, but his stock is up, and that's abstractly weird to me.
Yeah.
Right now. But what do you think?
I echo the same sentiments to the family of the victims. I mean, this is a serious matter, and prayers, and we just ask that the families are safe and everything, and yes. But as far as it's almost like the cancel culture came after Travis, and they couldn't touch him. Just like the cancel culture came after Dave Chappelle.
And couldn't touch him.
And you couldn't touch him. There's some people that are just immune to the cancel culture, and when that time pops up, they get even bigger.
Yeah.
Because now the people that's not in the industry in which they reign, this is national news.
Sure. Yeah.
So now you're spreading, you're advertising yourself out there to more people that had no clue who Travis Scott was.
Controversy sells.
But they know now.
International news, actually, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
International news, because my friends in Hong Kong were messaging me saying, "Hey, this is your city. Are you okay?"
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Yeah," but I didn't realize what they were talking about.
Right.
And then they were asking about the concert. I said, "Oh, appreciate you asking. That's out of my age bracket, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been there.
Mm-hmm.
But thanks." So I mean, they knew about it.
Right.
So now it becomes a real deal.
Now, from the people that I talked to that was actually there, which a lot of sneakerheads were there because we thought sneakers were coming out that day,
For sure.
which they did, just not there at the concert.
Right.
But they just, the ones that I spoke to just talked about just the feeling there was just off.
Yeah.
Like, I actually had one of my friends, he was trying to like FaceTime me. He's like, look at the Travis mob. Like, it's different.
Yeah.
Another buddy of mine was, he's a DJ, and he said, look, these people are walking around here like zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is something I've never seen before. I mean, even too, when you go back and look at the video of when they opened the gates,
Yeah.
and how you had the railing set up to zigzag
Yeah.
through, and it's just a sea of people jumping over the.
Yeah.
It's like
Far too much to handle.
it's
Far too much to handle.
I think we really underestimated the crowd that was there.
Sure. Yeah.
Or the
that's safe to
potential of the crowd swell there,
Yeah.
especially when you lose control of certain entry points and fences come down and you see a sea of people
Yeah.
who did not pay for admission
Yeah.
bombard the area.
Bum rush.
So I hope this was a lesson to do something better the next time. I think there will be a next time. I think there may be a year that this cools off.
Sure.
Because I feel like there will be a next year, like you said, his stock really didn't drop.
No.
And look at all of the corporations that was going to benefit from this. I mean, this thing was going to be streamed on Apple.
Yeah.
Nike had promotions and
Easily
stuff set
$1
up in
billion.
place. He was doing his public works and volunteer work around. I mean, the mayor was right there with him.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of influencers and corporations that benefit from that concert.
And he is a corporate name now.
He is
not a rapper.
No.
He is an identity for the sake of corporate marketing and capitalism, just like Snoop.
I was gonna say what other. I'll call them entertainers. 'Cause I'm not even going to put him as a rapper.
No, he's
but
an artist, and he's an entertainer.
He's an artist. He's an entertainer. Who else would you put in a level as him? I mean,
Drake, Kanye, Snoop, and him.
So Hove is still.
Hove is Hove, but Hove doesn't make people do what these individuals do.
Okay.
That respectfully, right? I was at a Jay-Z concert and lost my mind. Okay.
Yeah.
However, pales in comparison to what happened here, or the way this young man is throwing a festival, right? I just went to a concert,
Right.
right? Jay-Z plays festivals now, but he wasn't a festival act then, right? So it's hard to compare. This is a Jordan and LeBron conversation. It's
Exactly.
very hard to
That's
compare.
exactly
The game rules are different,
Right.
right? So what he draws is a crowd. Versace didn't want Jay-Z's money and influence. You know what I'm saying? He was, before change clothes and button-down shirts, he was actually in Versace suits, right? I'm tracking Jay-Z like a loyal fan. He's in Versace suits, and he's saying, hey, you know, this is what we do out here, so why don't you go ahead and break some bread with us? They said, no, thank you. Then comes a Rocawear, then comes into, you know, the button-down thing. I don't know who has told Travis Scott no. You know, you see what I'm saying? Like, in terms of whoever wants to collaborate, McDonald's, Nike, like anybody who's anyone, now Coca-Cola, you know, whoever else, not to shout out all the names, but there's very little no's here.
Right.
You know? A lot of influence. But again, I'm not to compare two great artists.
No.
Because the rules don't.
No,
they're not consistent.
Right.
Right, in terms of how we would be judging them. But I didn't want to stay too long on it. I just wanted to, what really struck me as an interesting question, though, was, granted, controversy sales, and even Toy and I were talking about this. I don't think it's going to be a year. I think it's going to be 2 years off.
2 years?
I think it's going to be 2 years. And I also think that it's going to change the scope of what insurance and venue and promotions insurance is. I think it's going to change. Not just for him. Period.
Everybody.
Like everybody.
Yeah.
This is very unfortunate, but it paints a picture of what can really happen that hadn't happened before. And I've been in a crowd surge before, for sure. I've not seen anything of this magnitude, right? This was heartbreaking. But now there's going to have to be some ordinances, right?
Yeah,
Not even just for this city, but just period. Like, that's a venue requirement now. I can see that happening.